each other.
Yes.
All right.
And cheers to Ari.
Yes. She was
No more chains
Yeah.
holding me. I got keys to be free. I can do anything.
I can be
I
anything.
can be anything I wanna be. Want to be. It's me. No more chains
Holding me.
holding me.
Hey, what's good, family? Ari Squires here. I need to come on here today real quick because you guys know that I am I don't know, I guess a teacher, an educator by nature, right? Like I love to just teach. So I was like, you know what, I want to come on here and share some insight information about masterminds, right? So I want to share something with you guys that I'm sure a lot of people are not aware of. And we all know entrepreneurship, right? It's different for everybody, right? Like it's different for everybody. Everybody has their own path, their own way, their own strategy or not. Some people are lucky. Some of us have natural abilities. Some of us have, we just got it. And then there are those of us that need to learn, those of us that need to change the way we think, change what we do, what we say, where we show up, so entrepreneurship is different for everybody. But I want to share this. So many years ago, like you guys, I've been in this coaching and business development space and helping and assisting, guiding, supporting, providing strategy and assistance to entrepreneurs, whether new or seasoned, for a very, very, very long time. Since literally, like in this space, literally since 2013, professionally, right? Professionally, when I hosted my very first conference, right? So in the conference space, as we all know, if you're an entrepreneur, you've probably been to at least one conference, at least one workshop, one masterclass. Hopefully you've been to a mastermind, okay? But we've all been in a space, classroom. I took business classes when I was in college. Before I moved to and went to Howard, I took classes at, it was called Cosumnes River College. Yes, I did when I was in high school. So I've always been interested in business, right? And also what I learned just from being a natural born hustler, right? And being able to see money and being able to make money. So we've all sat in these situations. So I began to do conferences. I would do them all around the United States, from Vegas to Florida, all around. And I found them to be really, really cool, right? Like I found joy. It was great to get on stage and teach what I know and, be able to, share strategy and technique and, see lives and businesses change as a result, right? So these were the Release the Chains. First, I started out with Release the Chains life class experience for women. And then I changed it to the Release the Chains Revenue Retreat. And then I changed it to, that was for many years. And then my last and final conference, I believe, was the Self-Mastery Summit that I did with Stedman Graham. But as I was doing these conferences, I was also doing like these bonus days. You know how you get like the VIP package where you invest more money so you can have more intimate experience with either the host or their special guests, right? So I started doing these one day, either before the conference or after the 3-day conference. And these were these bonus days that I would call them. And it would be like a $500 more investment or two, I don't know, who knows, right? But it was definitely a higher investment to be able to get into these special rooms and these special experiences, right? And so the reason why I created it is because I had sat in these special rooms around these special tables and been in these small, intimate spaces. And I saw how with me, it changed my business, not my mindset. Because see, everybody is on a different level, as I was explaining at the beginning. We all are different. Me, I don't need inspiration. I don't need motivation. I don't need none of that old bullshit, right? I got that naturally. That's just, as soon as my son walked through that door, there's my motivation, there's my inspiration. The dreams and the plans that me and my husband have for our Squires Empire, that's my motivation, that's my inspiration. Right? I don't need nobody motivating and empowering me. I don't need that. But a lot of y'all do, and that's okay, right? But I hope that you learn to empower, inspire, and motivate yourself, because it's only you in this room, in that room, that's gonna be sitting there when times get rough. It's only going to be you. So be your own motivation. I hope that you get there, okay? Because that is a gift. But anyway, so I noticed that in these rooms, things were happening. So I would have a conference and it'd be 150 people, right? And then I would have the bonus day mastermind meeting, right? And it would be 10 people, 20 people, 25 people, right? And I would then watch and pay attention to the people who were executing, who were having success, who was getting to the bag, as we like to say, who, were doing the damn thing. And it was those people, number one, who invested a little bit more to be in that special bonus room and have that special bonus experience. And those people who were a part of that mastermind, who were able to get that extra juice, that extra love, that extra customized attention. Those were the people I noticed from my events. I'm only speaking about my experiences, right? That I saw that were like out here killing it, right? I was like, okay. Whereas everybody else, who came, not to say they didn't have success, you get what I'm saying? It may have been later or not at all, but I definitely can see the difference, right? I mean, I can still see some of those people who came as a participant to be motivated and inspired. They're in the same place they were all those years ago. Same place. Whereas the people who came to the bonus, and this is just through my own observation. So y'all said, you know what? It takes a lot to do these conferences. It's like a lot of work. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of energy. And so I said, you know what? I actually love the smaller environment. Right?
Check it out.
Number 5.
Oh, that hair right there. It's showing up a man hair.
I think it's good. I'm pretty sure. I would think so.
Yeah.
Okay, who's number 6?
Q.
Q. Okay.
That's
Q.
me.
Number 6 for Q. See?
Oh, you put outfits and girl, who it is? Me.
Number 7. Who's number 7?
I love the smaller environment, right? Where it's more intimate, right? Because you just get more from it. If any of you guys have ever been to any of my dinner masterminds, or especially any of my 2-day masterminds that I've been doing in my home for the last 3 years, you understand, right? Or any mastermind that you've been in that's been real intimate, it's different. So I said, you know what? Forget these big old conferences that I'm, doing. I just forget it. I'm going to start doing these small masterminds. And I'm telling you, it has been a blessing. But what really got it for me was when I've been to several masterminds. I spend tens of thousands to be in rooms, right? So one of these tens of thousands of rooms that I have invested to be in was with my coach, James Malinchak. You can look him up, Google him. He is the shit, okay? White, tall man. He probably about 7 feet tall. He's just the shit. And so at that time when I hired him, I knew that he was doing conferences and was doing millions of dollars at the back of the room from his events. Well, I was doing conferences and I'm like, shit, I'm getting all these people in here. I want to make $1 million, at my event. So I invested in the person who was doing it. Okay, this goes back to my post earlier about taking advice from folks, right? When it comes to my business and my finances, I'm only taking financial advice and business advice from people who are doing what I want to do, okay? Or are living the life that I want to live, that are making the investments that I want to be able to make. You understand what I'm saying? Because they've been through it all. They can share with me. They're not teaching me on theory, okay? And so I invested and I went to his mastermind, about 10K, went to his mastermind, and I went there with intention. I went there with one thing that I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to learn how to do $1 million. about it. So I came with my questions ready, right? Because when you're in these small, intimate spaces, you're able to ask these questions and get them answered for real. Because I know the conference business. Like, I know the conference business. I know the way conferences are supposed to be done. Who's ever hosting is there to only get you hungry, right? They're just giving you appetizers. They're not giving you the whole meal, because they want you to invest in whatever they're offering, you know, whatever their invitation is, to work with them and their team so they can give you everything. They're there to, of course, give you some tools and some nuggets, but we all know that them little tools and nuggets won't do much, right? It's not until for real, you make that investment and you get that one-on-one individual attention, and then that person can really customize and help you specifically based on your specific challenge, right? So that's why I invested to come to this mastermind where it was only 20 people, okay? Paid $10,000 to be there. And when I went there, I went specifically with a question, y'all, and I got that question answered. I mean, he did my question, he said, you know what, hold on, you guys pull out your notebooks, flip it to the back, right? He pulled out his flip chart and he did a whole session on my question. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was in the right room and I came with intention. I was in the right mastermind. And he literally did a whole session. Do you know I took so many notes, and I said, okay, you ain't got to motivate me. You don't have to inspire me. You don't have to push me. I don't need nobody to hold me accountable. I feel like if you need somebody to hold you accountable, you don't want it bad enough. That's just how I feel. My clients that I work with, they don't need no accountability. they like, just give me the play, coach. Just give me the play, right? And that's how I am. So I implemented that thing, and my business literally transformed from 6 to 7 figures. Literally, right? So this is why I think it's important for you all to invest in masterminds, right? And particularly mine. Right? I'm not here to just, really anybody's mastermind. Anyone who you trust and you feel confident, you know, in, and someone really who you trust. You gotta really trust people. Me personally, can't nobody bamboozle me. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm too smart for that. I know the game. I know, you know what I'm saying? Like I've already, you know, accomplished lots of things, and I know what real success really truly looks like because I get into these masterminds. So let me tell you why it's important for y'all to invest in masterminds, real masterminds. Number one is you're able to be in rooms with people who know a lot more than you, right? That's number one. Like, that's important. Like, most of my friends, my close friends, people who, you know, I spend time with and I converse with on the phone and have lunch with, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people, like my real true, you know, associates and colleagues, these people are smarter than me. Like, they know, like, these people have, you know, gotten me and my family in the way that I do things, especially on the silent money side of things, just to whole new levels. You get what I'm saying? So masterminds are crazy important for that reason. There's gonna be at least half the people in the room who are smarter than you, at least. And then the beauty too is about a mastermind is that it's a meeting of the minds, it's a think tank. So you can also bring in your gifts and your skills and your resources, because we can all learn from each other. My son sits in mastermind and he's learning, but he also has information to give just based on his own experiences. You get what I'm saying? So that's the main thing about going to and participating and investing. Masterminds are investments.
Hello everyone, my name is Taiwan Simmons. This is my beautiful wife, Dr. Shanae Simmons. We have had an awesome time today. We have just got nuggets upon nuggets upon nuggets of invaluable information that we're going to take back and apply. One of the greatest takeaways that we have today is get a sales team. You cannot do everything yourself. You have to have good, qualified, excellent people to help you.
You get what I'm saying? Literally, that $10K I invested to be in that mastermind, I think it was for a weekend, Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, literally has brought more than 7 figures into my bank account, literally. Okay? And the second thing is the conversations are different. Because see, in masterminds, it's not like the conversations folks are having here on this app, on this social media app, right? Where you got a whole bunch of buzzers and clowns and people wanting attention and thumb pushers, you know, coming on speaking about stuff they don't have no knowledge of, no experience. They took one course or one class and now all of a sudden they're expert, right? In real true masterminds, the conversations are different because people who invest in themselves, they think different. You understand what I'm saying? They have different things happening in their lives because they're moving and they're flowing, and their experiences are different because they understand the value of investing in themselves. That means they're not very fearful, or they have fear but they know how to push through the fear. And these are the types of rooms you want to be in. These are the types of people, right, that I know for me, and I'm speaking for me, right, for me. My mastermind, I'm telling you, I've been doing them for a long time. And the people that come, you know how like you get out the energy, which the energy that you put out is what you bring, right? So my mastermind, the energy is always just like, it feels like real family. It's just, it feels different because most of us aren't having these types of relationships. Most of us aren't in these types of rooms consistently, right? So I'm pulling in these amazing spirits, these amazing humans that have this dope energy. And those people, they go on and form their own masterminds together. They become friends. They always end up doing business together. They end up making money together, you know, and this is the beauty of it. Even the masterminds that I sit in to this day, I'm in a mastermind with Stephanie Graham, right? And we're doing business together with people in the room. So that's dope because you're around different types of minds, okay? And then the last thing is that, like I said with me, when I went to that one particular mastermind with James Melanchek, oh Lord, I was able to get a customized plan, a customized strategy for my custom situation. You get what I'm saying? Basis outside of me going to like Invest Fest. You get what I'm saying? Where they're giving you lots of tools and tips and things like that, but it's just a little bit, you know what I mean? Or going to these big conferences, you know, where it's not really based on your individual needs. You get what I'm saying?
Hello, I'm Tawana Crutchfield. I'm the owner of House of Bella Chic Lux Bridal. I attended Ari Squire's 2-day business mastermind in Atlanta, Georgia about a year ago, and it was the absolute best thing that I have ever done for my business. Some of the gems that were dropped while I was there is to learn how to make, solid money offline, money while you're sleeping, and that philosophy just really stuck with me. I've been really working towards making sure that while I'm sleeping, the cash register is clicking. So I owe that little tidbit gem to Ari because I never had thought about making money while I was sleeping before. I just thought, I own a boutique. I'm going to come in, I'm going to see my clients, and you will not regret all of the wonderful things that you will learn while you're attending her mastermind. You will be excited when you get back home.
But when you get into that mastermind space, that's when you're able to get that individual attention and that customized growth. Because just like what James did for me that day, when people invest to come to my masterminds here in my home, in my revenue room, if you ask me a question, you come here with intention and you've invested to be here, I'm pulling out that flip chart, I'm on the dry erase board, you know what I'm saying? I'm breaking down the next step. And that's the beauty of it. That's why I love doing them. That's why I always say this is gonna be my last one. And then I end up doing them again because it's just the value of the room. I love the experience of it all. I love to hear what, people walk away with and how their lives, their minds, their businesses, and then the relationships that they form in the room. The main thing, you guys, the main thing to take away is here. So for me, masterminds, being in masterminds, that has been the main number one thing that has changed the trajectory of my business, mastermind. And if you've ever read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, if you have not and you're an entrepreneur, you ain't even gotta be an entrepreneur. My son reads the book. You get what I'm saying? My son has read that book 2 times and he's 15. That book gives you the commonalities of successful people and the things that they've done, right? And one of those things, of course, is being part of masterminds, participating in masterminds, having your own mastermind, and then going to and participating in other masterminds. It is the key to success. It has been the number one key to my success. And that's why, and I sit in a room with billionaires, people who own islands and NFL football teams, okay? Like, I'm sitting in those rooms. You understand what I'm saying? Those rooms, okay? So it makes a huge difference in the rooms you sitting in. But the mastermind, that has been the number one key to my success. I just wanted to share this with you guys. When you see somebody you trust and you believe in and you want to pick their brain sort of type of thing, because you get what I'm saying, invest in their mastermind. Come to their mastermind, go to their mastermind, figure out how you can get in that intimate environment, no matter who it is, no matter what it looks like, no matter what the investment is. I promise you, if it's the right mastermind, if you've done your due diligence, it will literally change the trajectory. Now, if you're somebody that need accountability, empowerment, and inspiration, then you stay here on this app and keep reading quotes, or you stay here on this app and keep being inspired by other people's stories, or you stay here and keep going to them conferences and sitting in the room and not making that next level investment in your business. You keep doing that to be inspired and empowered, right? I'm not here to empower you. The first thing I do when I go to these women's empowerment events, that's what they call them, right? I let the audience know I am not here. When I'm speaking, I'm not here to empower you. I'm here to teach you some things that are going to change your life. So get your pen and your pad out, and let's go. And let's go. So I wanted to share that, you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. And I said all of this to say, to invite y'all. This is the first time that I have ever made my masterminds that I do here in my home, inside my revenue room in Atlanta, public. I have never. Now, sometimes, because they're by private invitation only, because they are in my home, and it's still kind of private. You can request to come, but that don't mean I'm gonna let you come. You get what I'm saying? Because it has to be a certain type of mindset in this room. You have to not just be in the mindset of with your hand out to receive, but also your hand out to be able to give as well, right? That's what makes masterminds powerful. It can't be any mastermind. I'm saying it can't just be any mastermind. It has to be the right mastermind. But I promise you. So if you want information about the mastermind that I'm hosting on September 24th and 25th here in Atlanta, get here. No, I'm not bringing my mastermind to you. Why am I going to inconvenience myself to make your life and business better? Why wouldn't you? I hate when people ask me that. And I tell them that all the time. I don't even want them type of people around me. Like, don't even come around me, because that's not the mindset. Like, that's why I'm so quick to get rid of friends and associates, because I don't need no negative energy around me. If you think that way, if you expect shit to be easy for you and handed to you, and you're not willing to buy a plane ticket, buy a ticket to attend, if you're not willing to do that, I don't need you around me, because that's negative energy, and I don't like negative energy. That's why my masterminds be so powerful, because the energy just be so dope. We have fun, we learn, we grow, we partner, we collaborate. So send me a DM. This literally will be my last one here in my revenue room, for real. Like, I am for real saying, like, when I say that, I mean that. Like, that's for real. For various reasons that I will never share publicly, but you come to this mastermind and you'll hear, right? Because, and it's so funny, I'm hearing people now teaching and doing things that I've been doing for like 10 years already. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, people just now catching up. You know what I'm saying? People just now catching up. But anyway, wanted to share that. DM me if you would like to get information on my last mastermind in here inside of my revenue room. It is 2 days. It's September 24th, 25th. from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we have non-disclosures to protect the intellectual property of everybody in the room, because some amazing things happen in that room. People get light bulb moments. A lot of times people are making money in the room. One of my masterminds, there was a guy here who had a nonprofit organization, and there was another guy here who was a real estate agent here in Atlanta. And just in conversing and building strategy, because everybody at my mastermind gets the opportunity to get their biggest challenge, get help with their biggest challenge. So you walk away with an actual plan to move forward, right? Like you have real steps, right? And so it was crazy because it was Saturday and Sunday. So on Saturday, this particular person with the nonprofit was struggling. You know what I mean? His heart was in it, but he was like, damn, I'm gonna have to go back to work. And, you know, he was really struggling to, you know, take his nonprofit to that next level so he could support more Black boys in his community, right? And so another person in the room happens to be part of the board of a very high established, affluent organization. And by Sunday, the next day, that man had almost $20,000 in his bank account for his nonprofit organization. This is why when people say you gotta be in the room, this is what they're talking about. And if you ain't never been in the room, you have no idea what we mean when we say it's about being in the room. Okay, so y'all have a good afternoon. I'm gonna finish recording some content, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Good morning. I know I'm looking rough. See a little sweat. But this is the Monday morning after I attended the Wealth Mastermind with Ari Squires. I've been following Ari for 6 years now. And I'm approaching 5 years of entrepreneurship, full-time entrepreneurship, because there is a difference. I just want to say that each time I attend something that Ari puts on, I learn something different. People will look and say, well, why do you keep going to the same person? You already coached for her. Ari consistently grows and invests in herself. So I get something different each time. So yes, Ari taught me how to make a lot of money. But now what do I do with that money? Oh my God, what I learned this weekend is life-changing. Thank you, Ari. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My family thanks you. My grandkids that I don't have, thank you. And the ones that have passed, thank you. Love you, sis.
I got keys to be free. I can do anything.
I can be anything.
Anything I wanna be.